Hi everyone, it's Evangeline here at etrailer, and today we are looking at the Hollywood Racks destination for bike rack here on our 2017 Kia Sedona. So the Hollywood Racks destination 4 is my favorite bike rack when it comes to how light it is, as well as how it gives the opportunity to carry around 4 bikes at an affordable price. So like here in your Sedona, let's say you fill up your minivan with your family, but you still are looking for a bike rack to carry all of your bikes. This might be one of your best options for your situation. Now the first thing that I want to talk about is actually how close this gets to our vehicle. So the hitches for the Sedona are pretty far back. So as you can see, if you have really long handlebars, I do not recommend putting them at the closest point. If you have shorter handlebars, those will come close, and then your longer handlebars will be towards the end. That way you have the best fit on your vehicle, so please keep that in mind if you're interested in this bike rack. Now the way our bike is mounted to the bike rack is we have 2 straps at the wheels, and here in the frame we have the frame mount. I really enjoy this design because of its 360 rotation. So you can rotate this around, up and down. That way you can mount bikes of different shapes and different sizes. This is a frame mount though, so keep in mind your carbon fiber bikes might not be the best fit for this bike rack. So when you want to take it off, you start at the wheel straps by pressing a lever and pulling up on the straps, and then leaving them to the side. That way they don't get caught up in the spokes of your bike. So that's 1 strap. And here's 2 straps, and let's go over here to the frame mount. So this is a technique which I do is I hold the bike with one arm and then I release the strap with the other arm. That way it doesn't drop back towards my vehicle. Right there. So once that is released, it is then just a slight lift up over that mast, and then you're ready to go on a bike ride. And with the bike out of the way, we can take a closer look here at our cradles. Now, one of my friends here, he calls them wings because of how they're shaped, and I like that term. So we'll call these cradles wings with the way they tilt down to accommodate different wheelbases. They have a rear wheel strap that has this cushion on the inside. So that's going to help protect your bike's wheel, as well as keep it secure as this ratchet strap goes down to secure that wheel. Now when you do have your bikes off, I highly recommend pulling the straps into place. That way they're not flopping around as you drive around. You also have these cradles up here, and with this mast up, you can see how you actually cannot open your hatch. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to have to lower the mast if you want to open your hatch with the bike rack installed. So to do so, you rotate this knob, and then that's going to release this anchor here at the bottom. So if you have enough space, you're going to lift up on that anchor and then close that knob a little bit and then bring this down. So here you have different options for securing your mast. What I actually like to do, once you figure out the best configuration, right there. What I actually like to do is to use the wheel straps or the frame straps, and that's gonna go around my, there you go. See, it does require a little bit of creativity to figure out the best fit for you and your vehicle. So use that wheel strap to secure it right there. And then that's going to go up as well. And then that wheel strap is going to go around here for double security. Perfect. So with those down, you can see how I can open up my hatch and get access to my trunk, maybe grab my water, my bags, my helmet, without having to take the bike off. This does have a weight capacity of 35 pounds per bike, so if you do have heavy electric bikes, this will not be the best fit for you. But if you just have your regular family bikes, these were perfectly fine with this bike rack. And it is a long bike rack since you're carrying around 4 bikes, So let's see exactly how much length is added to the back of your vehicle. From our rear bumper, right to where those white reflectors are, we have it at 38 inches, and that's a lot of length, but something to keep in mind when you're backing into your garage or trying to park into a tight spot. We'll also talk about ground clearance. Underneath the bike rack here in the middle, we have a ground clearance of 22.25 inches. Underneath the wings, we have a ground clearance of 17.5 inches. Now over by right where that lowest point of the shank is, it's going to be 9 inches. So you can see how this gives you more ground clearance as you go up towards the end, meaning that as you drive around and go up steep inclines like driveways or hills, you have that much ground clearance to work with. Another of its features is that it can fold up to a portable position for when you're driving around town. To do so, you lift up on that clip, so take that clip out, and then you rotate that knob, and that's going to take this pin out. So good thing that knob has an attachment string, or else I'd lose it very quickly. But once that's released, you can then fold up on the bike rack and then line it up with that bolt and put back that pin that you just took out. There we go. So once you have it through, you just rotate it until it secures the bike rack in the folded up position. This part is very important because then you don't want it wiggling around as you drive around. So once that's in place, you then use this clip to secure that end so it doesn't accidentally pop out. So with it in the folded up like this, let's take some measurements. From our rear bumper to the end of the bike rack, which is right by that end, you have it at 10.25 inches. Big difference compared to when it was folded down. You definitely see how this is useful as you drive around town. Our closest point is from that mast to the bumper, and you have a clearance of 2.75 inches, which it looks like it comes close, but actually that's a lot of clearance between our bike rack and our vehicle, meaning it's not going to come in contact as you drive around. With it folded up like this, you can see how this works with our Sedona. Our rear window is open. Our tail lights are still visible. Yep. Now our backup camera is going to sit right over there. It does look like it is behind our bike rack. You're still going to be able to see out of it, but you'll definitely see your bike rack. Our license plate is kind of obscured, although it does pop up here in this hole, so still something to think about. Now for how this fits into our hitch, this has a 2-inch solid shank. It comes with an anti-rattle bolt and a lock. Now that anti-rattle bolt is very useful. It uses a 3-core socket. It has an included tool, but I recommend using the socket with a wrench because that's so much easier and quicker to do. And as that is tightened down, you can see how as I shake our bike rack, I'm mainly shaking the vehicle at this point, meaning any vibration or rattle on the road will be coming from the road and won't be adding extra stress on your bikes, making for a smoother ride for your bicycles. Alright, so my final thoughts about this bike rack is it's a big bike rack, but it's also very light for being able to carry around 4 bikes. Now, I wasn't able to tilt this away to access my hatch, so I do need to take off my bikes in order to do so just keep that in mind. But as for something that's very affordable for a platform rack, it also has the ability to carry around the bikes of your family for trips you may need to consider if this is something that you're really interested in. So that was a look at the Hollywood Racks destination for bike rack here on our 2017 Kia Sedona.
Now we're going to go ahead and take it on our test course. First we'll start with the slaloms. This is going to show the side-to-side action. It's kind of going to mimic the movements that you'll see whenever you're driving down the road normally. Now we'll have the alternating speed bumps. This is going to be more so like the uneven roads and some of that uneven terrain you might be traveling on, and see how it holds up.